and I'm here to tell you a few things before you go into your P1 exam. So let's start off with the structure of the exam. You have section A. Within section A, you will be asked to do a 50-mark question, and this is compulsory. You would be given 4 professional marks depending on what the examiner is asking. So you could be asked to write a report or an article or a letter. So make sure you know what the formats are. Section B, you would be asked to do 2 out of 3 questions. Each question is 25 marks. Now, as far as the areas that can be tested, so you have governance. Within governance, you would need to know what the principles of governance are. You'd have to know the roles of the 4 committees, which is your remunerations committee, the risk committee, the nominations committee, and the audit committee. You'd have to know the difference in the governance structure between a public sector, a charity, and a private sector. You'd have to know the difference between a unitary board, a 2-tier board, the difference between rules-based approach and a principles-based approach. Another area that can be asked is risk. Now, risk, make sure that you know the roles of the risk manager. You need to know the difference between the strategic risk and the operational risk. Within the scenario, there can be many risks that are given to you. The examiner can just pick out a risk and ask you why it is a strategic risk. You also need to know about the different risk appetite, that is risk averse or risk seeker. You need to know the difference. You also have to be aware that risk can be linked to controls. Yeah, so you need to know about the objectives of putting controls in place. You can be given a scenario where there are deficiencies and the examiner can ask you to implement certain controls in place. Another area that can be tested is ethics. Now, you need to be aware of those ethical theories, which is absolutism, relativism, deontological theory, teleological theory. It's also worth going over corporate ethics. Corporate ethics is where you apply ethical principles to the business. Be sure to go over Tucker's 5 questions and the AAA model. Another area that could be tested is social and environmental information when it comes to environmental audits. What are the stages in environmental audits? Another area can be integrated reporting. So make sure that you know what the guiding principles are when you're preparing an integrated report. Also the capitals. This is pretty much it. I'm sure you guys have done enough and more questions. Just stay calm and I'm sure you guys will be fine. Good luck, everybody.